All right, everybody. So here's how you do the optional extension slide 12 on our layer of the earth notes that we did today in class. So this is a table of information. It says web search. Use the interactive website to fill out the information below. And so what you have across the top is thickness, made of what metals, temperature range, liquid or solid. So these are descriptors of the different layers. And then down the side, you have crust, mantle, outer core, and inner core. So here's what you do. You click on the interactive website and it opens up, and here's the site that you have, okay? So this is the one that we were working on in class, and you have the crust, mantle, inner core, and outer core. All right, so I'm going to go into the crust first. I'm looking for thickness in miles. I'm looking for what it's made out of. I'm looking for its temperature, and I'm looking for is it liquid or solid. Okay, so I'm going to go crust, and the whole of the outside of the earth is covered in a thin layer of cool, solid rock called the crust. So right off the bat, before even clicking into the bigger description that gets me to the crust, I know that it is solid. So I put the slide in the working function, and then I type right in the crust is solid, and you don't even have to write the crust is solid. You could just write solid. That's fine. All right, so I'm looking now for temperature range. What is it made out of, and thickness? And I know it says made of what metals, but I'm going to ask what is it made out of. So let's see. Reading over here, the crust is the thinnest layer of the Earth. It has an average thickness about 18 miles or 30 kilometers below land and around 6 miles or 10 kilometers below the oceans. Average thickness, right? There we go. That's what we're looking for, right? So thickness, 18 miles, 6 miles. So the thinnest layer is going to be 6 miles and the thickest is going to be 18 miles. So I'm going to put that in the thickness. All right. So 6 to 18 miles thick. All right, made of what? All right, I'm going to keep reading. The crust is a layer that makes up the Earth's surface, and it lies on top of a harder layer called the mantle. Together, the crust and the upper mantle form the Earth's outer shell. The crust is made up of many types of rock, which are lighter than the rocks that make up the mantle. Ah, the crust is made up of many types of rock. Interesting. What is it made up of? Different types of rock. The last thing I'm looking for is the temperature range. All right, let's keep going. There are two different types of crust. The continental crust makes up the land on the Earth. The oceanic crust forms Earth's oceans. The continental crust is thicker than the oceanic crust, while the oceanic crust is thinner and denser, meaning that the rocks it is made up of are more densely packed together. All right, it doesn't say much about temperature now, does it? Let me see. Continental crust. Continental crust covers only 1/3 of the Earth. I can learn more about continental crust if I'm interested. Wow. All right, there's more information here. I don't see it saying anything about temperature. The crust. There are two types of crust. I mean, the crust is pretty cool, but it doesn't give me any information. I'm not seeing it. So you know what? I'm going to leave that alone for right now. Then I'm going to go to the mantle. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to click on mantle. Underneath the Earth's crust lies a thick layer of very hot rock. Most of the mantle is very solid-like, but there are areas that are more liquid-like and can move around more quickly. Layer of very hot rock. That's probably what it's made out of, right? So, and then I just go back and I go to what is it made out of? It's made out of very hot rock, right? And you fill this in, you do your best. And what this allows you to do is it takes your brain and it looks at these pictures and it reads the information. And just in case anybody doesn't want to read themselves, I completely understand. You can always go to a text to speech. And you can do any of the free text to speech readers online, and you just drag and text from here into the text to speech and it'll read it to you. All right. So work on this, do your best. If you have to leave a box blank, leave a box blank, and I will see you all in class. Bye.